Hi, I'm Jason, and this is Justin. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you feeling today, Justin?
Oh, I'll tell you when I wake up.
I get it. I'm with you. I mean, it's so nice to roll over and log on and wake up with you every Saturday morning like this.
This is a lot of fun. We already have our first viewer, it looks like. Pop in and say hi. Over on the Twitch side of things. Please and please. But yeah, man, it's always especially since we don't have Saturday morning cartoons any longer. It's nice to have the human cartoon, Mr. Jason Pollock.
The human cartoon. You make me sound like Michael Winslow.
Yeah, the man of 1,000 sounds over there. Jeez Louise.
Well,
Yeah.
it is the first day of spring.
It is. Spring has sprung.
And before we do that, do you want to do your
Yes,
your
let's
stuff?
let's do the chat. Today is also my 8th wedding anniversary. So
Well, congratulations.
yeah,
8.
8. Yeah, we haven't hurt each other too badly. I mean, at least nothing that can be admissible in court. So that's good.
I'm really shocked. I really thought you have been married since long before the lockdown. I mean, since before the lockdown. That would have made sense. I'm still waking up.
So no, I'm trying to think. Who do we know that did just get married right before the lockdown? Wasn't it Tom? Tom Bannis of
I'm thinking of Tom. Yeah.
down to the felt. He's a relatively newlywed, and God bless him because his marriage survived through the lockdown and all of that. I mean, people always say that the hardest, the toughest year in marriage is the first one, and not only did they have the first year of marriage, which is already difficult, but also hey, enjoy a global pandemic. Consider your vows tested.
Exactly. And seeing you've been married 8 years, you have your first little one running around the house now.
We do our 10-year-old puppy, which means he was conceived out of wedlock. So. But yeah, no, we've got our first fur baby, and I think maybe we're almost ready to not have kids. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe a couple more years of raising a fur baby, and we'll have our lives together.
You guys are a lot like us because we've been married. This October will be 10 freaking years.
Oh man,
We've never had an argument.
Party!
I'm proud to say we've never had an argument in
God bless
10
you.
years of marriage. Thank you. I mean, we don't sleep together anymore, and we don't really see each other as much. But it's nice
That
to not
helps.
argue with somebody.
I wouldn't know. Remember, I'm married to a South Philadelphia Italian, so
I'm
that's...
married to a California Italian, so I get it.
Oh, but Laura's a way lot. She's
Laura's
very
wonderful.
She's very chill. Plus, and the thing also is that you guys are aggressively into the exact same stuff.
Well, yeah.
Like you're both into like antiques and old cinema and old pop culture and even current pop culture and just you guys you go to the cons together, and it's really, I mean, that's really awesome when you can find people that you click with on such an awesome level, and you guys are able to share that together.
Oh, she's totally my best friend. And if anybody watching is female and thinking to themselves, if she's your best friend, if you love her so much, why do you flirt with me? Well, it's just because you need variety, god damn it. Sorry, where did that come from? I don't know.
And that leads right into our commercials. So, again, my friends, thank you so much for joining us on our Saturday morning program. Hi, I'm Jason Shorts. And just wanted to let you guys know of the places where you can find all of our stuff. Of course, if you want to see some of our finished products, pop on over to our YouTube page, youtube.com/user/superjpo711. You can also just type in, "Hi, I'm Jason," because that's in all of our titles, so you'll be able to find all of our stuff. Also, my friends that are possibly on Facebook, why? So please pop on over to twitch.tv/HIJ podcast, because not only do you get the shows over there, you get the full show. Like, after we're done these commercials, we're going to say sayonara. We're going to head on over to Twitch exclusively, so that way you're going to enjoy our week in review, my week, Jason's week, and our show. Plus, Jason has a special video that he wants to show me. He hasn't told me too much about it, so I'm excited to learn about it. And, of course, you will get Jason's weekly beat poem. And, again, if you're not on Twitch, you're going to miss all of that. So, again, twitch.tv/HIJ podcast.
And it's free.
Now,
It's free. All you have to do is log in.
absolutely. That's all you have to do. It's a great free platform. Also, if you're bored with what's happening on TV, check out Twitch, because it is the best reality TV, because it's real people creating content from their own homes. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. Plus, there's, still places like, if you want to watch a UFC fight, they have been bombarding me with pages that are showing like this week's pay-per-view on UFC, and I love it because you don't got to pay for it. Or there's if you like cooking shows, there's people that are just drinking wine and cooking in there, and it's fantastic. I absolutely love it. I also follow a page that's Anthony Bourdain. Anyway, I'm plugging all these other things. Check out our shit. Twitch.tv/HIJ podcast. And now, with all of that said, we still want you to follow us on Facebook, because that is the place where we disseminate all of our information. It's also where we share all of our links. So a former YouTube, or a former finished product, finished show, we will share the YouTube link on Facebook. We will share announcements as far as who is our upcoming guests officially. Those announcements come out on Facebook. And so that's where you get all the information. So please be sure to check that out. I think I have a couple more plugs to do real quick. This is probably the most important one. Please visit the Digital Tip Jar if you are available to.
Oh my God! Did I tell you I got my first donation?
That is awesome.
We're one step. Yeah, I looked. It was $10, but a donation is a donation. It's a step closer towards the Hi, I'm Jason Fund to be able to afford just some more amazing guests and upgrade our equipment.
That's absolutely it. So I don't know if you've noticed, Jason has done maybe a couple of small upgrades. He's gotten a new microphone. I know he has a very nice laptop that he has been streaming off of. But there's a couple of things that we could get.
Ring light.
You have a ring light?
Yes, thanks to you.
Well, there you go, the ring light. So we have the ring light. I think the next thing that we need, that Jason needs to get for his setup is just a laptop stand, just something that can, raise the laptop up a little bit higher.
It's on games right now. It's sitting on literal game boxes.
Exactly. So let's put Family Game Night back into the cupboard, and let's help Jason get a proper laptop stand, and also I think once it's on the stand,
this
and
is
a new
how brown
banana.
this is getting.
Hey, that's where the sweetness comes. Anyway, so again, please, if you are able to, visit the Digital Tip Jar at Venmo. You just have to search @ Jason-Pollock-2. And the very last plug I have. Oh, actually, I'll do my plug. I have a personal plug, but I'll do that.
You gotta plug Justin Gonzalez tenor.
Well, we'll do all that when we do our weekend review. Okay. Plus, I have something special going on tonight, which I'm excited to tell you all about. But if you want to enjoy me, Jason, and our friends a little bit more, be sure to follow Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. Okay, sorry. I was just reading the thing, and I was scared that the N was in the wrong spot. But yeah, so this is the weekly lineup, of content on the Twitch page: Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. Jason and I appear regularly on 2 of their shows. Sundays, you can find us on The Beacon of Insignificance. And then, of course, on Wednesday, you will see our show. Hi, I'm Jason with Jason Pollock. Plus, there's all this wonderful content. The show has grown so much. Some awesome guests that have been on some of the other shows. John Poveromo just had Dex Carvey, who is an amazing comedian, writer, actor in his own right, but he's also the son of Dana Carvey. How awesome is that? And Main Street with Gary Allen yesterday had Bruce Valanche. I mean,
I saw that. That was great.
I mean, such amazing people that you'll see on our station. We've had some pretty fantastic guests recently. We just had Ginger Lynn a couple weeks ago, and we just had, and we'll talk about our last guest when we do our weekend review. But again, if you want to see some great comedy from the comfort of your home, and again, you can see how much content we have here. Just follow Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling. There is something for everyone. Be sure to tune in. And Jason, my friend, that is it. And I think that's it for our friends on Facebook also.
Oh my God. Guys, come on over to Twitch.
Please do. Yes, twitch.tv/.
I'll tell you who John Poveromo has in August. He got confirmation he's getting Ed Asner.
You just told them.
Oh yeah, that's right. Thank you. That's the Jew in me. I talk too much.
Here, I'm going to tell you this surprise about Ed Asner being on our friend's show in August if you come over to Twitch. But he actually has a ton of other really, really awesome people coming in. One that's really special to me. And I will tell you that when you come over to twitch.tv/HIJ podcast, because again, Facebook, we's saying a goodbye. So we'll see you again real soon. Bye, everybody. Shorts. And that's it.
This is Twitch.
It's all Twitch. It has a
Smells
familiarity
a bit over
to
here. Yeah, it smells like a damp basement. I don't know. There's like a lot of gamers.
Yes, that's. I mean, well, the damp basement, isn't that where everyone played D&D? It's like, no, you can't use the dining room table. Unfold the card table in the basement. You remember the blanket, Uncle June when the blanket he died
Uncle
in.
June.
Yeah, use that as the tablecloth. Go play your wizard game.
Justin, so I'm gonna ask the big question. How was your week?
My week was interesting. So I did my normal shows that I do on Hi I'm Jason. Oh gosh, I promise I know what my channel is.
There's no shame in that.
No, because I love Hi I'm Jason. We did our show on Wednesday, but Thursday and Fridays I do my weekly shows on Justin Gonzalez Tenor on Twitch, and in fact I'm gonna pop our names up real quick so folks that don't already follow Justin Gonzalez Tenor, they can see the spelling. So again, all you have to do is search at Justin Gonzalez Tenor, and you can find me. But on Thursday, I did a great show of, what did I do? Of just old favorite songs. I did, I think I did "Happy Together" by the Turtles, and it's a great classic tune. I did all my favorite songs by Weezer. I did "Wicked Games" by Chris Isaak, and I did "Not Perfect" by Tim Minchin, and I did "Marie" by Randy Newman. So it was a real hodgepodge
What an
of
eclectic
stuff.
mix of songs, yeah.
So, and there was a couple that I didn't get to, and I'll tell you what they were, because not everyone gets to see my list. So there was 2 songs that I did not get to because I threw in "Happy Together." Oh, I forgot. I also did "Come a Little Bit Closer" by Jay and the Americans. Come a little bit
song,
closer,
yes.
you're my kind of man. Great tune. But there's 2 songs that I didn't get to, and one is "Telephone Line"
ELO.
by ELO. And the reason is because I have this sound. Hello, how are you? Have you
Good.
been all right?
Yeah.
Through all those lonely nights. That's what I'd say. So I have
Whoa.
I have the telephone effect on for my mic. So I'm like, I have to do "Telephone Line." It's such a great song.
That was
and then,
great.
and I also didn't get to "Delilah" by Tom Jones. which is another great song.
Can you do Tom Jones? I never heard you do Tom Jones.
Real, let me see real quick if I can just maybe do, if I can remember what the beginning is. So it's okay. Let me see if I can just get the beginning. So. I saw the light on the night when I passed by her window. I saw the flickering shadow of love on the blind. Anyway, so
that was fantastic.
It's a great song, and I've had the pleasure for my 21st birthday. I got to see Tom Jones live on stage.
No way.
Did
you leave with your underwear on?
No comment. But it was really, just something because, again, this was right when he started to let his hair go white. And to see him just, again, on stage, the man, the myth, the legend, and just performing like every video that I saw of him as a young man. He just still had the swagger on stage, everything. So freaking cool. So I'm gonna have to tuck that in to another day. People have been asking for me to do an all Tom Jones show, so I might have to do that.
You might get some free underwear that way.
Yeah, that's
Bloomers,
true.
if you will.
Bloomers, if you will. Friday, I did my Freddie Friday show.
Yes.
And I sang a couple of songs, and I had my good friend Chip Michael, who was the bass player of 33 1/3 Live's Killer Queen Experience.
I was watching that. That was a good one.
He was fantastic, and he's just such a nice, awesome person. Oh, and how nice of this! We had our first spam.
I see that.
Our nurse spam of the day.
Oh.
So thanks, Bubby. But we're good. But I.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say. So we had some fun yesterday. I also got my my first COVID shot.
Wow, you're one step closer to normality and going to the gym again and seeing your friends.
Absolutely. So
if you want that.
2 weeks after April 9th, I'm doing my first public event where I'm tongue kissing people. And it's my kissing booth that I'm opening, and it's pants optional. It's nudity is mandatory, but pants are optional.
I saw a comedian, Aaliyah Janine, posted, if you, I'm vaccinated is the new, we don't need a condom.
Oh my goodness, that is deliciously terrible.
Yeah. Now, you gave me an idea for a little act out I want to try. Do you mind doing the ELO version again of the beginning of that song, ELO?
Sure.
I want to respond to you.
Sure, give me a sec.
Just keep going with the song, and I'll.
Actually, let me pull out the chords so it actually sounds almost legit. So we can do it upright. Okay, here we go. So I'll even give you the full introduction. How about that?
Okay, perfect.
Oh, it also helps if the piano's on. Details, right?
Oh my God, it's just ringing and ringing. Answer, Justin. I know you're home. I know you're awake. You got the phone on.
Hello.
Hey, Justin. How
are you?
I'm good. I just want to talk to you about the show.
Have you
today.
been all right?
Yeah, I've been fine.
Through all those lonely nights.
We don't get into that right now. Justin.
I'll tell you everything if you'd pick up that telephone.
We're talking. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah. Ooh.
Can you be serious for once?
Do up, shooby-doo-doo-up. Do up,
I don't know what you're saying. I don't understand. I'm hanging up.
And this is
Thank
the
you,
type
Justin,
of
for indulging.
this is the content you get when you tune in on a Saturday morning. Last thing that I wanted to share with you, though, before I'm done talking about my week, because I didn't get to plug, or I totally forgot to plug, and I'm going to pull it up. Oh gosh, hang on. I'm going to pull up the Facebook page so that way I can show everybody. But our friend Katrina Braxton, who couldn't be on the show this morning, we were trying to get her to come on the show. But she had some personal stuff to take care of. But she is doing the second installment of Live from My Mama's House. Jason and I were a part of that about a month ago. Yeah, her very first one.
That was a blast.
And it was incredibly successful. We're on Katrina's page right now. And here is the lineup for tonight's show. There's Avery Mason, Rachel Fogletto, Nikki Paris, and from Comedy Central, Mia Jackson, plus, of course, Katrina Braxton. Oh, and there's going to be a musical host by the name of Justin Gonzalez. That's me. So
let me say, I don't know the others. I know Katrina. She's great. Rachel Fogletto is hilarious. She's the only one I know on that show. So
Yeah.
that alone, between Rachel, Katrina, and you, it's worth the price of admission.
which is free, by the way. so
So you have no excuse if you're not doing anything.
Absolutely. If you're looking for something to do tonight that's a little bit different, why not see a free live comedy show on Zoom? All you have to do is go to eventbrite.com and search Live from My Mama's House. And you'll be taken right to the page. And again, it's free, folks. I mean, there is a donation link if you would like to give a tip to the to the comedians. That way they can order from the right side of the menu. That's a comedian joke. But it's going to be a fun time. And again, you are having 5 comedians, which is just fantastic. And again, we have East Coast represented, we have Left Coast represented, and again, people from all over entertainment. So please be sure to check that out. Again, go to eventbrite.com and search Live from My Mama's House. Jason, how was your week? Because now you know all about my week. I've been pricked. I've did a lot of singing. I got to talk to my friend Chip from the Killer Queen Experience, which you can check out by going to kqexperience.com. We have some shows coming up, and it's just been a great time, man. How about you? I know you've had some great shows this week, and in fact, you did something last night that was pretty cool.
That's right. I did a watch party. We watched a terrible movie, a terrible classic from '77, which I don't need to do again, called Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. We did it right here on Twitch with Mark Riccadonna and Vinny Nardiello. And the conversation with the two of them was more fun than watching the movie. I got to pick and choose a better film next time.
No, it's a beautiful bad film. I mean, I'm sad that I couldn't be in on it, because that
You would have been nice, but I think you need Amazon Prime or to be logged in, and Mark couldn't find his password, so he just heard the movie. So it was just consisting of Vinny and I describing the scenes to Mark. It was like watching a movie with a blind man and saying, "What's happening now?" And not to sound too Jewy as I am, I
Too
woke
late.
up today. I woke up today with a migraine, a little sinus pressure right here. So that's fun.
So now you're gonna go talk to your analyst.
No, I gotta talk to my analyst. I got a show tonight in Delaware, which I need to wake up for. We have the very funny Laura Bellini, John Kensel, and Eric Terrell on the show.
Oh man, and which venue is that?
The Candlelight Theater in Arden, Delaware.
Oh, that's not too far from where we are. And it's a great venue.
Where are you? You're where we are now. You mean it's not far from? Yeah, all right.
It's
I
where
was like,
you and I are physically as human beings on
Yeah,
the
I mean
planet.
it's not walking distance. It is if we have time, but we don't. It's quite a bit of a walk. But you know what I'm really excited about, Justin? And let this banana be a reminder that it's spring today. The sun is shining, and this is the best time of year to talk to your children about sex.
Oh no, is that my surprise today?
What I need from you, I love a good banana. That's actually the first thing I ate today. What I need from you, Justin, is a guidance, Because what this is, you're getting an education today.
Okay.
This is from 1966.
Oh,
It's
boy.
a short film, a short educational film about. I have to find it. I thought I had it saved, but
I say all of this time that we had preparing before the show.
I had it ready and it's not here.
I got nervous. I'm over here because you haven't even shared your screen with me yet. So I'm thinking, oh, maybe he's not doing a surprise, or maybe it's just a story.
All right, here. I think I found it, and we are. Oh wow, there's so much.
That's what she said.
All right,
not to
hold
me.
on. All right, are you ready?
I am. Please be sure that you, if you're sharing make sure that you're sharing a window from your browser, and that you are sharing the audio. That's the thing that both of us forget that all the time, is to share the
Yeah.
audio also.
So I want to share the application window.
Yes.
Now this is incredibly educational. Feel free to comment if you need to. I hope you learn a lot from this.
Yeah, we do have a few people watching. Let us know where you're creeping from. You shared the wrong application window, sir.
Stop sharing. We'll figure this out. I'm a professional, damn it. All right. Application window or Chrome tab. Maybe I want
Chrome tab. That
Yes.
was it. I apologize. I gave you the wrong information.
That's all right. It's all right. Share audio.
There it is.
Are you ready?
Yep. If you can put it in the bottom corner, you'll see that there's an option to put it in theatrical mode, or like theater mode.
How's this?
There you go. And rewind it back to the beginning, so that way
Yeah.
we don't...
We're going to learn today. It's spring, and this is a...
Oop, pause, because I'm watching it. I'm watching it in the green room. So hit pause and then drag it back to the beginning.
All right. We should
There
have
we
covered this
go.
ahead of time. I thought I had this down, but...
It's okay. Hey, it's this is biting stuff for 9 a.m. So
And it is springtime, and there's love in the air, so what better way to bring it in by a little training seminar to how to prepare for spring. Real quick, Justin, before we begin, can you see me okay? Yeah, you
Yes,
can
I
see
can.
me. Notice how it says creepy 60s sex ed film. That's not the official title, but it's a perfect name because I did watch this before, and it's a bit creepy. But I remember when I first learned...
a date, make sure you throw her down in a pit first.
I remember when I first learned about my body going through changes, I read Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret from Judy Blume, and I thought, wow, this is fascinating, the human body. So
You're still waiting for your vagina to come in.
one day, I'm only 49, it'll blossom. All right, you ready?
I am as prepared as I will ever be.
Wonderful.
Today, everybody tells us we should talk about sex to our children, but nobody tells us just how.
I'm a perv when it comes to talking about sex with my children.
I'm a perv?
A few bad starts have scared me off completely.
Justin, what is that red?
I believe that is
In this film,
syphilis.
we are going to discuss, quite frankly, the things that are normal and to be expected in the development of children in relation to sex.
Mary, the baby doesn't come out of your navel. Let me tell you how it is. There's a special opening just in front of the place where you have your BM. It's very, very tiny in a little girl, but as you grow, it grows too, right along with the rest of you.
Some of you may become somewhat uncomfortable as parts of this film unfold,
Yep.
but I think if you will listen carefully,
Already begun.
you will agree that the concepts will contribute to the rearing of a mature person who has a healthy, responsible attitude toward the sexual side of his life.
Every so often I get a strong sex urge, and the only way I can take care of it is to masturbate. When I do, I feel
You
awful.
can't even say it.
It's
He
just like
doesn't
I'm
even have all
going
his
to
teeth
crime or
yet.
something.
So
And
that's
it
why he's
worries
having
me.
a
I
hard
say,
time saying it.
Well, I won't do it anymore. And when I do, it goes away for a while, and I come back and do it again. And when I do control myself for a while, I end up with a wet dream.
George, I'm really pleased that you can
He
tell me
won't
about
stop
this. Perhaps it's
ejaculating.
because we've known each other for so long.
I'm
We've talked about
also
the importance of
27.
answering the questions of the curious child. Equally important
Can you
is how
pause
we
it real
react to
quick?
his behavior.
Yeah.
As children get a little older, there is a behavior pattern that is common to all.
So this poor kid, and the thing is like his management called. It was like, hey, we got something for you. It's called a film. I know you've been standing for all these pictures, you know, for the orthodontist for the last 2 years because your front tooth is so fucked up. But we've got this new thing. It's a talkie. It's like, sure, that sounds swell. What do I have to say? Well, you've got to say that you masturbate like 27 times. And when you're not masturbating, we don't want you to say it, but we want you to kind of imply to the audience that when you're not masturbating, in order to not masturbate, you're killing puppies with a hammer. Can you do that, Philip?
Oh gosh, I guess so.
It's like, and this guy here,
And I
he's
can
just
learn-
like, I appreciate. We've known each other for such a long time. I really
I appreciate you telling
you.
me how you get yourself off.
Right, that's true.
Justin,
I'm
I've
gonna
known
try
you
that.
for a long time now, and I've never confessed to you. I'm not even gonna say it because it's awkward for me.
And
Maybe
scene,
after
okay.
maybe after this, I'll be more comfortable opening up to you about my wet dreams,
Oh, maybe.
which I've never had ever. Okay, we'll continue.
Almost all boys and a large number of girls. I'm referring, of course, to masturbation. The only thing I can tell you as a doctor
Don't be
is that what
ashamed,
you're
sir.
doing is just part of growing up. It's something you probably will do once in a while, whether you think it's a good idea or not. I hope I can reassure you so that you aren't concerned. From a medical point of view, George, I only wish society could look at it in its proper light.
There are two basic
Reagan?
objectives to which we would like to draw your attention. First, note the many things that you should not do because they can be damaging to a healthy attitude.
It may sound funny to you, but boy, when I change my pants, I'd like to crawl in that locker. I feel so undeveloped.
That's not so funny. Before we moved here, I used to go to a school where we had to go swimming in the Bear. I was so embarrassed about the size of my penis that we used to dread the days we had to go swimming. Even though it was my best sport, and I was good at it too, like you. Boy, what I wouldn't have given for a fig leaf, even from a small tree.
What parents would do
Pause!
is reassure their boy
You know how you just hang out and talk about how small your dick is?
Oh my god! There's nothing I could say.
There's nothing that's just, it's brilliant. I mean, why don't we still share these videos with our parents and such?
I don't know what they're showing in school anymore, but
I mean, you can tell. Well, this isn't for the students. This is for the parents to talk
oh,
to
this
kids.
is for the parents. That's right.
I mean,
You bring up a good point.
I mean, it's unbelievable to think. You can tell
If you
that
have a
this
kid-
was- I mean, but you can tell that this was the second installment in a series. The first video was how to talk to your kids, because like they didn't in 1960. So it was an instruction video on how to just speak to them. They're like people, just smaller. Like, goodness gracious.
Justin, come here. Has anybody ever talked to you about the size of your penis and the importance?
Like, no, that's an important thing.
Well, it looks small now. Think about something that might titillate you and watch it grow.
Ooh, you said tit. It's not growing, but it's just small and hard now. What's wrong, Jason? Some random
This is
guy
so
that just walked
educational.
up to me at the barber shop. Oh God.
Oh, my
Okay, I'm
God.
sorry. Go ahead.
Right? Oh, please. I like the
Just
pause
know at
factor.
the end of each of the vignettes, I'm probably gonna ask you to pause.
That's fine. I'm right here.
his eventual physical appearance has little to do with the vast differences that occur. at
Vast
puberty.
differences.
What's more, every boy should realize that the size of his genital organs has nothing to do with fertility or
He
his
looks like he's holding
capacity
back a
as
laugh.
male.
I never had a good enough understanding myself to really explain things.
I don't even know at what
Look at his
age to
ears.
start. When should I begin?
Ross Perot.
When my kids ask me anything,
Can of finish?
I get butterflies in my stomach. I suspect my husband does too. I know he does. He evades these discussions like the plague.
Rightfully
Okay,
so.
real
Unless
quick. Can
you're
you please
extremely
rewind
unusual.
just like maybe 30 seconds?
Yeah.
So there. I mean, that looks like Dr. Zayas' mom, doesn't it?
Oh my God! Look at her. Very Neanderthal.
Where should I begin?
When my kids ask me
And then poor Ross Perot. And she's the only one that actually looks normal.
It's Anna Gasteyer, I think.
And she gets butterflies in her tummy, and she suspects that her husband does too.
This is why I never had kids, because I don't want to have to talk with them ever.
Ugh.
It's one of the many reasons I don't want to have kids.
Being a teacher to teenage kids was difficult.
I know.
I
he
guess
does.
so.
He evades
Yeah,
these
that was
discussions
fun.
like
Let me
the
tell you.
plague.
Oh, you've done that. I forget you're a teacher.
Yeah, I taught middle school and high school for almost 4 years, and
Oh my God.
man, oh man, I'll tell you. And the thing is, because like again, you want to be understanding, and the other thing too
But
is
you're
like,
walking on eggshells.
absolutely, and some kids, they don't realize like there are lines, and I'm really glad like they want to be so open. And the thing again is like, okay, then you have those conversations, you've talked about stuff, and then they kind of see you sometimes as like a peer almost at times, and then
So
that
they can
makes
talk to you about anything.
well, yeah, and they can talk to you in a familiar kind of tone, which sometimes is very, very difficult, because then they see you as a peer, and then like I feel like I had a couple of students that, you know, kind of had a "to sir with love" moment. I mean, because I look just like Sidney Poitier, I know. But I mean, it's like one of those things where they're like, oh, I now like we're on the level as people. We've kind of taken away that teacher-student thing, because now you understand me, and we've had this conversation. You've told me a personal anecdote to make me feel comfortable, but now I'm so comfortable, and now I'm seeing you in a very different light, and it's, you know, borderline amorous. And I'll tell
Yeah.
you, it's just
There's lines that shouldn't be crossed.
there's yeah, and that's it's something. That's all I've got to say. It's something.
Another reason I'm not a teacher, because
Yes.
I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to talk to sex about anybody under the age of 21. I'm not comfortable with it.
I don't want to talk to sex about talk about sex with people under the age of 31. Are you kidding me? I mean,
Yeah.
Because honestly, 20-year-olds, they're doing so much sexually that I just get tired listening to
I
them.
couldn't keep up. I know.
It's just exhausting. I mean, like, wait, what do you mean you put your leg all the way? What?
I never thought to do that. You new millennial sex positions. You know what it looks like right now? We pause it right in mid fade out.
Uh-huh.
It looks like she's thinking about her tormentor or fantasizing about her professor.
That's "To Sir with Love." Absolutely, that's what it is right now. Because she's
Yes.
the one who actually looked most like a human being. I mean, the
Looks like she's kind of fantasizing about Giuliani.
He told me that he's going to take me to the Four Seasons. What a surprise. Just wait until you show up, sweetheart.
What I love about this is you never know what's going to come next. I'll continue.
Please do.
Unless you're an extremely unusual audience, you will welcome some of this help. Because most people, parents or young people who are concerned about their own attitudes, have not in their own lives had the opportunity to gain this kind of insight. Let me at this point make
almost
a
cut to a
clear-cut
woman.
scientific statement.
To Dr. Zayas' mom
Masturbation
again.
is not harmful. The young child often plays
It was a
with his
subliminal
genitals,
message.
and after puberty, masturbation is a common release mechanism for the sex drive. Now I would like to turn to an entirely different subject, one of particular interest to the girls, menstruation. There's been a real change in our approach to education
Pause!
about menstruation.
Yeah, let's talk about menstruation with someone who remembers it fondly. Oh my goodness. So now we're going to talk to Barbara Bush's great-grandmother.
Oh my God! Someone who was born in the 1800s, before menstruation, the advent of menstruation.
Yeah, no. Honestly, you know what it was? Is she's from Georgia, and they didn't have tampons back then, so she stole the wadding from her cousin's musket, and that's why the South lost the Civil War.
There weren't as many deaths. It was menstruating women.
That's no. I was
There's more
gonna say
blood than there is corpses.
they. Oh my gosh.
Oh dear Lord.
Now let's talk about menstruation with with the inventor of menstruation from 1672, the heiress of the Duke of Nottinghamshire.
We're such 10-year-olds. I love it.
Okay. Keep going.
All right.
It's hard to believe what grandmother experienced, but let's hear her story.
I'll never forget when I was 14 years old. I went to the little outhouse on our farm. My new dress was stained and there was blood on my underclothes. I ran inside and showed my mother. And all she said was, "You're menstruating," and turned and walked away. I had to find out how to take care of myself from my cousin.
Were any of your girlfriends told in advance by their mothers?
No, I'm afraid not. They were just as scared as I was. Some of them had older sisters who told them. One thing I was sure of, I would never let this happen to my daughter.
Wait. Look at the devil horns coming in. It's like a demon is fading. I never realized how much a demon looked like the inner workings of a woman.
And when did you first...
Oh, sorry.
No, go. Go.
Hey, let me start again at that fade in.
To my daughter.
And when did you first learn about menstrual periods?
Grandmother never let me
really
learn
can't
about
remember.
Well,
menstruation.
now that you are a woman of experience, having had menstrual periods for several
He looks like he's
years,
gonna laugh.
looking at the information that you received before you started, how would you evaluate it?
I just
That was
always
great.
sort of seemed to know something about it, and I knew that I'd have them someday. I do remember, though, when I started to develop, my mother reminded me that I'd probably be starting soon, and that's when she went into the sort of information that you gave in the animation. Not as clearly as that, but I felt I knew what the
She's got some
score was.
essential tremors
And
going
then she did
on.
a very practical thing. She gave me a belt and a pad, and I was...
Wait, a belt?
Okay, so I don't know what that is, but I want to go back to those tremors. I mean, that was obviously a that was the beast that is now embodying her. That's it. Soon she's gonna start walking on all fours, backwards with her navel to the sky.
You asked her how she would evaluate her menstruation.
I'd give it 5 stars on Yelp.
I thought it was great. I really thought when there was a fade out, when the grandmother said, "I swore I'd never let that happen to my daughter." Mother never let me.
To her daughter.
Yeah,
she had a nice hard T.
Her daughter, and then she was gonna say, "Mother never let me menstruate."
She just made me keep this hard plastic, rubberized. It almost looked like a construction worker's cone, and it made it very difficult to walk to school 5 miles up in snow and then home 5 miles up in snow. And
don't forget, this was also '66. In a few years, she would have been part of the free love era and flowing everywhere.
Very true. 66, it's one number away from the mark of the beast. Just throwing that out there. That's what the tremors were. And,
oh wow, that's the symbol.
And the horns, that we saw the picture of the beast. Just saying.
Now I want to hear what happens with that belt and pad.
Yeah.
If there is no fertilization, menstruation
Blue meanie.
occurs. Since the uterine
The ram's
lining,
head.
or that nesty place little Mary was told about,
Little Mary.
is not needed to nourish
They look
the
like red
fertilized
sperm.
egg. It is sloughed off.
Yeah. Sexy.
This sloughing off
Slopping
of the broken
off?
down cells and blood from the lining of the uterus and their discharge through the vagina is what menstruation actually is.
I hope you're taking something away from this. The guy was just looking. The cutaways are so weird. So did you menstruate yet?
But it feels good when she moves that way.
I know.
Hi, hon. A few personal things for myself. Whoop.
It's an unboxing video.
Mommy,
Okay.
what's this?
First off, okay, pause, please.
Okay.
Okay. She comes into her kid's bedroom to drop off. I just got a few personal things for myself. Here's a negligee and a marital aid and. Okay, first off, that's just weird. Why are you like dropping off the like? Is you just live in a 1-room studio? Is that it? You know, like
God.
The toilet's in the corner, you know, and the other corner's a sink, you know, and then there's just a big shower head in the middle of the room underneath a drain. You know, it's like Jesus. Okay, so that's first. Second, if my parents came in and said, "Oh no, this stuff's mine. I got it. It's my stuff," and then I just went into it and started opening it up. Are you kidding me? I wouldn't be alive today to tell you the tale.
Yeah.
I mean, so I don't know how she's just like, oh, I'm just going to tear open this packaging and then question what it is. Like, what the fuck, kid? Okay, I'm sorry. I just had to...
I understand. Justin, I'm with you.
I guess, honey, you're old enough now to understand these things.
No, are you?
Those are sanitary pads for meat, honey.
Whoa.
You know that mothers have a special place inside them where the babies grow before they come out?
The belly button.
Each month in a grown-up woman, a sort of soft, nesty place builds up.
A soft, nesty place next to where you BM. Okay, just a call back from earlier.
And some of the nest is blood.
Some of the nest is blood.
If a woman is going to have a baby, she needs this nest for the baby to grow in. Now, let me tell you what the pads are for. If no baby
She's excited to hear this.
Then the blood...
Please go back and pause on that little kid's face, because that was one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen.
She needs this nest for the baby to grow in. Now let me tell you what the pads are for.
Okay.
If no baby...
It's like...
Yes, Mother. Tell me about the blood. Tell me about the blood.
Oh, dear Lord.
Now let me tell you what the pads are for.
Yes. Make me privy to this knowledge so that I too will know where the blood goes. I mean, you've told me about this blood nest, and I'm sure there's a connection to the pads because the pads haven't been spoken of yet. Tell me about the blood nest pads, Mother.
She's so not disturbed by the blood talk at all.
No.
She's got that creepy smile.
It's like, yes, tell me about the blood. I need to know where my blood nest goes.
Oh my God, the blood
nest. Then the blood in the nest isn't needed, and it just dribbles out of the vagina for a few days.
Here's a place where I want to make a brief comment about the influence of the advertising world in stimulating sexuality. Sales pitches for titillating devices such as perfumes, clothes, makeup are designed to lure the young girl or her over-anxious parent into accepting this exaggerated emphasis on sexuality or sex appeal as the standard, and the use of these devices as essential for competing sexually.
And then a fresh new nest place starts building up.
How many nests does she have?
That's what the pads are for, to catch the blood.
Does it hurt?
It shouldn't. It's something that happens to every girl when she grows up.
Okay, real quick.
Parents should recognize that the...
So this poor kid, she finally gets to her line. Does it hurt? She has such a sweet little darling voice.
She probably has no idea what's happening in this story.
No, she has no idea. Well, first off, she's just trying her hardest. Does it hurt? That's your next line. Does it hurt? So she's not even listening to what this lady's telling her mother. But do me a favor.
Yeah.
Rewind again, like maybe 10 seconds to where she asks, does it hurt?
Pads are for, to catch the blood.
Does it hurt?
Okay, now I want you to play through.
Shouldn't.
Because look at her
It's
face, the
something
kid's
that happens
face.
to every girl when she grows up.
Oh, it doesn't hurt.
She was really disappointed. You're right.
It's a
good catch.
I really needed the blood nest to hurt. Because that's the only way I can feel, Mother, is if I feel pain. Why when I lose my blood nest is there no pain?
And just real quick, because every woman that I've ever spoken to, there are, for some, there's cramping. I know for some women that I've known, there is like blinding cramping that occurs. That bitch just lied to her daughter, without even blinking.
She made it seem so wonderful and blissful, and like
true,
this is why it's called like Heaven's Breeze.
And it's just a little blood nest. It's like when you see the cardinals in the tree on a
their
beautiful
blood
spring
nest.
day. And they're making their blood nest. And then there's the rabbits burrowing in the ground, making their blood nests. And then a meerkat. Meerkats are the devil's animal and only meant for eating. But the birds and the rabbits. Anyway, I'm sorry. I can't help myself.
You have
That
me
little-
in tears during this whole thing. I'm sorry.
Oh gosh, that's the new piece of merchandise from the Hi, I'm Jason. Is we're actually going to make a Christmas ornament
Blood
that
nest.
is a blood nest for you to hang on
I've
your
never
Christmas
heard of it
tree.
referred to as a blood nest before.
No.
Hold on, my wife is here. I'm going to ask her, Laura. When you learned about menstruation, was it ever referred to as a blood nest? Never. Yeah, that's nonsense.
I think all that means is that we were gypped then, because this thing, is older than all of us. And the fact that I've never heard of a blood nest and you've never heard of a blood nest, they were keeping this information from us. And that's not
because
acceptable.
We know the vagina is a devil's tool.
Well, that's true. We saw it. It's the face
ram's
of the
head.
beast. Yeah.
A demon. Okay.
Parents should recognize that the feelings of inferiority that develop at this stage can be lasting and damaging for many years to come. Those who have hurdled this period successfully can look back comfortably and with amusement. But from the child's point of view, the problems can be serious business.
It adds to the marriage, makes it more
It's like,
complete.
do I have to say this?
The adolescent boy has other problems, too.
Hey,
I'm
how
talking
are you
about his
doing?
Problems in growth and development.
Thanks for tuning in.
Which can be as
Jason, you might want to
disturbing to
pause
him
real
as
quick
his
so that we can answer this question. So Jason surprised me with a with a little educational film today. It is the first day of spring. So Jason, can you tell us a little bit about what this video is? We're about how many minutes into it?
We're
couple
8 minutes
left.
and 21 seconds into it. It's 10 minutes and 50 seconds long. It's a sex education film, as it's titled, Creepy Sex Ed Film from 1966. So we're learning a little something about blood nests and whatever happens to a woman's body as she develops. And where babies come from.
And I keep getting these urges, these sexual urges, and the only way I can get rid of them is if I masturbate.
So that's
That's
what
the
we
voice
are
of
watching.
the awkward teen boy.
Yes, there was also Barbara Bush's grandmother
Describing
in this,
her period
describing
trauma.
how she remembers
Her first period back
menstruating fondly.
in the outhouse. Not making that up. She's old enough to have the outhouse.
And what else did we have? There's Dr. Zayas's mom. There's
Talking about the importance of the blood nest.
So specifically this video isn't meant for children. This is meant for parents to kind of have a little pep talk that, hey, you're going to have to talk to your kids about it. So let's give you some information to help you as a parent have these talks with your kids.
Obviously, it didn't go well because the term blood nest didn't stick.
It didn't. No, Jason and I have decided that for December that we're going to talk with an artist to do a 2D and a 3D rendering of a blood nest that we can sell in our merch store as a Christmas ornament. So you're welcome, America and beyond.
I love that.
You are
idea.
welcome.
That will happen. All right.
So, take it away.
Pressures. Parents don't talk freely about sex.
Wait a minute. Wait. What the hell was that?
It adds to the marriage, makes it more complete. The adolescent boy has other problems, too.
Wait, I'm sorry, but what adds to the marriage makes it more complete?
Parents should recognize that the feelings of inferiority that develop at this stage can be lasting and damaging for many years to come. Those who have hurdled this period successfully can look back comfortably and with amusement. But from the
With
child's
amusement.
point of view, the problems can be serious.
You had a
business.
period.
It adds to the marriage, makes it more complete.
The period?
The adolescent boy has other problems, too. I'm talking about his problems
ready to
in
pause.
growth and development, which can be as disturbing to him as his sex pressures. Parents...
I don't know what that was.
The orgasmic moan.
While you hump your locker with your buddy alone in the gym.
That was a callback to an earlier vignette that I totally forgot about, and it's two adolescent boys in the locker room talking about, my penis is so small, so's mine, Timmy.
I wish I had a fig leaf from a small tree.
At my old school, we used to go swimming, and they made us do it in the buff. But first off, what school? I mean, I think about today. What school would allow that to happen? I mean, no.
Well, you can't control what happens in the locker room talk.
But I mean, it's not even I don't mean the locker room talk. The kid came from a school where when they went swimming, they all were naked.
Well, and I have a friend, Josh, whose father, he said when they were in school, they used to swim naked. That's ridiculous.
I mean, just like, come on, kids, let me see those dicks.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me.
Oh, okay, that's okay. But yes, so we forgot about the vignette about them talking about how they all have small wieners.
And these guys who obviously have small wieners also said there's nothing to be ashamed of. Be proud of it. Embrace your small weenie.
I can't. It's not big enough for me to embrace it. I've been trying to hug it for months. So,
This guy hates that he has to do this, obviously. His dramatic pauses before each discussion. Okay.
And he's sitting with his legs crossed also.
Their children. They can't.
Oh, yeah, he
They've
is.
been reared in such a way that it's a bugaboo. They don't have enough facts.
Wait a minute. Wait. There's so much.
More complete.
So I call my dog Bugaboo.
I'm talking about his problems in growth and development, which can be as disturbing to him as his sex pressures. Parents don't talk freely about sexual matters with their children. They can't. They've been reared in such a way that it's a bugaboo.
Okay. I'm sorry, I had to pause that and laugh again. Where did that term come from?
I don't know. See, now, Bugaboo, today, if you Google it, that's actually the name of a stroller for
Is
babies.
it really?
It is. Like a travel one that you can, I don't know if you can fold it up or whatever, but it's like one of those. It's a so you can walk around with the baby.
I get it. Yeah, I had no idea it was called a Bugaboo.
Yeah, well no, there's a brand.
Something
that
you don't
calls it a
talk to
Bugaboo.
kids about. All I know is, don't talk about sex. That's a Bugaboo.
Yeah, well, because of the way that we were reared. That's the other thing. It's child. He called it rearing. And again, that's when it's child rearing. It's how you raise a child. But that's such like a dated term. It's along with Bugaboo. But I call my little Chihuahua Roo. I'll say, hey, get over here, you Bugaboo.
Oh, that's adorable. Now
It
you're
is
never going to hear
adorable.
that term the same.
No, I'm gonna chuckle every time because I'm gonna think about boys with small penises, a girl who's just wants the blood nest to hurt, and Dr. Zayas' mom. I'm gonna keep going back to Dr. Zayas' mom because that's absolutely who she was.
All right.
They don't have enough facts. Parents don't know when or how to begin.
Until when you're grown up,
Jesus.
it gets to be just about this size. Now, when the baby's ready to be born, it stretches up to be about this size.
What the hell are you talking
just
about?
big enough for the baby to slip through, head first.
Who brought up that conversation?
It doesn't matter. It's been brought up, Jason. And you know what?
You can't just jump into a vagina-size talk.
Why? Is it because it's a bugaboo for you?
It's a bugaboo. Absolutely, it's a bugaboo. You don't just spring that on somebody. I'm gonna go back a second and because I didn't know what she was talking about at first.
I don't know what she's talking. I don't know what any of them are talking about.
To be just about this size.
It's a little
now,
big
when
still.
the baby's ready to be born, it stretches up to be about this size. Just big enough for the baby to slip through, head first. Then after the baby's born, it goes back to its regular size.
Parents should be aware of this, that this sort of pressure frequently helps set an artificial pace for the teenager. A young girl who is not yet ready or really interested in these devices may often feel that something is wrong with her since she's not really interested in these things when other girls are. On the other hand, many other girls who acquire the desired allure are as yet by no means mature in other ways, and they find the stage set for many problems they aren't ready to handle. They don't do it that way anymore. Perhaps you've heard some of the
He's
old
trying
wives'
so hard not to
tales
laugh.
about, don't take a bath, don't wash your hair, don't eat pickles while you're menstruating. I
Whoa,
would like
wait.
to see if we can...
Wait, was that a thing?
Evidently. And
Laura, have you ever heard of don't eat pickles while you're menstruating?
don't eat pickles through your vagina.
Don't eat it through your vagina.
That's what it meant. That's a callback to Teeth.
Yes,
From
last week's
last
show.
Saturday's show. Right?
Wow, every Saturday we get a little more in depth into the vagina.
To summarize what we have presented. Sex education, as such, is not difficult. It is only uncomfortable for parents because of their backgrounds and lack of know-how. From our experiences with many people, we have tried to bring out misconceptions and facts not well understood and tried to explain them on a scientific basis. It should be evident the advantages of starting early with explanations to children.
If you ask most parents what they really want for their children, the answer fundamentally is a good, satisfying, happy life. If we begin early to create an atmosphere of understanding in which the child is allowed to express his real feelings, we give honest answers to his questions, we're well on the road to the kind of parent-child relationship that fosters the development of true maturity.
Maturity.
Problems related to sex are not isolated problems, but are, for all but the rare individual, a part of some greater difficulty. Good communication between parent and child is one of the best ways of preventing problems.
You're just why wait the picture.
I love how romantically they look at each other too.
Tune
At
in
the
next
end.
week for the story of menstruation from 1946.
Oh yes, please keep that. But do me a favor,
And
Jason.
that's
Can you
all,
go
yeah.
back? Can you get the link to this, the creepy 60s sex ed, and can you share it in the comments?
Absolutely.
Just because because Lulu Lounge and Goldilocks came in a little late at the very end of the video.
Oh, of course.
And we would love for you to enjoy the video because it's the first day of spring, and Jason
Give you something to learn.
Yeah, Jason sprung this on me as a special video for me to watch today, and I'm glad that he did because we learned so much about our growing bodies.
I learned that my body's about to go through changes.
I learned about the blood nest and that it doesn't hurt
The
at all.
blood nest, I think, was my favorite bit. Now, Louise, Lulu Lounge, when learning about your period and where the baby is carried, did you ever hear it referred to as the blood nest?
I heard your wife in the background. That's so funny. Oh. And Lulu, I agree with you that their body language is so uncomfortable. The guy on the left, the fact that the whole video, if you watch him, his legs are crossed like he's protecting his genitalia. But he's also has like the arms out, so he's like, I'm big, but I'm covering the small. You know, I'm big, but I'm covering the small. That's really great body language. The guy on the right, he sits pretty open the whole time, but he's just trying not to hysterically laugh.
He was going to laugh the entire time.
Oh.
I'd like to actually move to that blood nest part again.
Oh yeah.
A little recap before we take off.
But I felt I knew what the score was. And then she did a very practical thing. She gave me a belt and a pad, and I was all set.
They never talk about the belt also.
Menstruation occurs.
I mean, is that like a belt
Since
to
the uterine
bite down on
lining
when they
of that
have
nesting
the
place little Mary was
the
told
blinding
not needed to nourish the
Yeah,
fertilizer.
No,
cramping?
The pad I understand, but what is the belt, Laura? The belt holds the pad. See, I don't know.
Man,
My mom never had to talk with me about menstruation.
That's true. Yeah, Lulu, please enjoy. We're doing highlights real quick, but since we just finished watching the whole video, but please
It is sloughed off.
follow the link.
This sloughing off.
Here
there-
it is.
yeah.
Here's a blood nest scene. I love the groovy music.
Yeah, as she's inadvertently, friction masturbating as her mom bursts in. I had the seam of the pants just right. Why'd you come in and ruin it, Mom? I was listening to the Not Beatles.
Well, I guess, honey, you're old enough now to understand these things. Those are sanitary pads for me, honey.
That's Mommy's toy.
You know that mothers have a special place inside them where the babies grow before they come out?
Yes,
Well,
I know.
Each month in a grown-up woman, a sort of soft, nesty place builds up. And some of
Nest?
the nest is blood.
Blood nest?
And if a woman is going to have a baby, she needs this nest for the baby to grow in. Now, let me tell you what the pads are for.
Tell
If
me
no
what the
baby
pads are
started
for.
there, then the blood in the nest isn't needed. And it just dribbles out of the vagina for a few days.
Blood nest
Here's a
dribble.
place where I want to make a brief comment about the
Allow me to mansplain momentarily, if you will. Let me tell you about your growing body. So, Goldie, thank you for letting us know. Okay, right, there's the adhesive.
Oh, that's my
now.
mom. Goldilocks is my mom.
Oh, hi, Goldie. How are you?
Hi.
Thanks for well. First off, I remember that there was a time that you were not interested in coming over to Twitch. So thank you so much for making the jump. We really appreciate that. And nest, darling, that's where the baby bird lives. I thought the nest is where the daddy bird went. If you know what I'm talking about.
I'm choking on my toast. I should have been eating. What? Oh God.
Yeah, she needed more marmalade. More marmalade on the toast for lubrication. But no, let's hear this guy mansplain about how much he knows about menstruation because of a book that he read once.
I can't even talk.
the advertising world in stimulating sexuality. Sales pitches for titillating devices such as perfumes, clothes, makeup are designed to lure the young girl or her over-anxious parent into accepting this exaggerated emphasis on sexuality or sex appeal as the standard. And the
Shut
use
up
of these
already and tell me
devices is
about the blood
essential
nest.
for competing sexually.
And then a fresh new nest place starts building up.
Yeah.
That's what the pads are for, to catch the blood.
Yeah.
Does it hurt? It shouldn't.
It's
something that happens
it
every girl
doesn't
when
hurt.
she grows up.
Since when would a period hurt? I mean, I've never heard of a girl having menstrual cramps, ever.
I need it to hurt, Mother! I need it to hurt!
Yes, it hurts, Lulu Lounge said.
Yes, the blood nest when all the baby birds have been murdered.
Oh my God.
That's absolutely it.
I've never cried so much during a show. Yeah, Mom, I wish you would have told me about what happens, about the changes. You never told me about my cramps.
About his cramps or his inadvertent monthly bloodletting.
And I've never heard my mother use the term blood nest.
Which, again, I think that we have all been lied to because learning about the body would be so much better if we would have known it as a blood nest. And I'm going to put up the link. So if you go back into the comments, the link does exist. In fact, do me a favor, Jason, for some of the folks that tuned in later, if you could share it again. Just
Absolutely.
Again, so folks can enjoy it on the first day of spring.
Why not learn
a little bit more about yourselves?
Oh my God, I'm dying over here.
We killed. Well, it's a good thing then that we've come to the end of the show, isn't it?
It is. My sister. Oh, Louise, that's terrible.
The red poo.
Oh, wow.
I don't want to think about poo coming out of that area because that just turns off that area for me. No matter the color, you could call it rainbow candy poo, but guess what? If it's poo coming out of that, that heaven's gate, I don't want to think of that coming out of your blessing, you know?
Yeah, but I do like the idea of my mother called it unwell. She called what unwell?
Oh, jeez. I guess how that. Oh, what's going on, Mother? Oh, I'm just unwell.
That's a safe way to say it, I guess. Because I would feel so uncomfortable. I know it's a natural thing, but talking to my kids about it, I wouldn't feel good doing that.
Well, I think also, though, I think, and especially watching this from the 60s, that it's one of those things that we really see, like, how buttoned up and tight and repressed we all are as Americans, sexually speaking. You know, when I went to Germany for the first time, I was 13 years old, and my mind was blown with, like, nudity on regular television, and, you know, the fact that, you know, that there were, you know, topless pictures in magazines and things like that, and it was just like, it wasn't, you know, it was art magazines, or it was...
Oh, that was my first experience, was art magazines. My parents had a picture book called Making Love. It was supposed to be an educational book, which I discovered on their bookshelf, Mom.
Thanks for
And
my
I was
first
like,
porn
"Whoa."
rag.
There were pictures in it. You've had to teach 11-year-olds sex ed, no problems. I guess if you're used to it.
Yeah. I was just talking about that earlier, that when I was teaching, that I taught 5th through 12th grade, and that I would have kids at all age groups when they started to, you know, go through those things, that for some reason they were, at least my students, some of them were more more comfortable talking to the band teacher because, I don't know, we were, I guess, the fun teacher, or we were whatever, you know, in their day. So they were comfortable talking to us about these personal things in their lives. And, you know, glad that we could be there as a support, but I was telling Jason just like how sometimes that was for a couple of my students a little invitation to blur the line between student and teacher, and so some other conversations had to be had. But yeah, it's not a fun talk to have.
I'm proud to say that I learned on my own.
Good for you.
I just, in my mind, you can't have that conversation with family. It's okay that you don't remember, Mom. I remember.
It was a great book. He still has it, actually.
I don't know where it is. I think it's still at the house, but...
Jason, you have to go. You have to find it. And next week we need to do, that's our expose on that book.
Oh, no. Next week, we're going to learn all about... what's the next video? The Story of Menstruation from 1946.
Yes. Lulu Lounge wants to know, are some of the pages stuck together? And they are, but only because he's very sloppy at arts and crafts, and there's just Elmer's glue over everything.
Oh, God. No, trust me, Jews, I'm going to tell you this, something they don't tell you about Jews. They don't soil the pages of books or magazines because then it's going to cost them money to have to buy those together again.
That's true. So he actually, so, you know, some people, they have, you know, they put the lotion on and they have the tissues. He actually had a single sheet of saran that he would just drape over the pages of the...
Love you, Mom. Bye.
But have you heard too much? Is it too much? Oh my goodness. And Jason, now we have reached the end of the show.
Yes.
So do me a favor before we close out. Can you give the people really what they want, and that is a beat poem? Allow me to set you up.
Cards Against Humanity, beat poem.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Beat Poetry Club for another installment of Beat Poems by Jason Pollock, brought to you by Cards Against Humanity.
A nuanced critic. I'm still joking. A passionate Latino lover. Whipping it out. Same-sex ice dancing. Being a dinosaur. not wearing pants. Puppies. And finally, Andre the Giant's enormous leathery scrotum.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a beat poem by Jason Pollock, brought to you by Cards Against Humanity. With the tasteful fade.
First off, I feel personally I forgot to hit pause on the music and I'm raising it back up. But first off, I feel personally attacked about the not wearing pants.
Oh, I don't stand out, please, Justin.
So I'm usually very, very good at making sure that I'm put together, but I slept in late today. And
you're wearing the same shirt you wore yesterday.
I am. I'm wearing my shirt from last night, and I normally don't sleep in those shirts. I usually sleep without a shirt, and I usually sleep in just my underoos. But I woke up late, and I very much so needed a cup of tea and a quick snack, so I took care of that before putting pants on. So I'm just sitting here. Again, I'm sorry to ruin the illusion, but sorry to ruin the magic for you. But yeah, I'm definitely not wearing pants, and I feel just mildly attacked. Jason is all I'm saying.
It's poetry, man. It's poetry. What can I say?
I'm sorry if you can't handle the truth, brother.
Well, I want to appreciate those who watched my special appearance, awkward appearance by my mom on our sex ed episode.
Yes, thank you, Goldilocks.
Justin, thank you again for everything that you do.
Oh, thank you, Jason. And I'm just going to toss up these links again. Please make sure that you follow them if you don't already. I'm going to go through the 3 again. Please be sure to follow. On Twitch, if you're able to subscribe, please do. Again, if you have Amazon Prime and you don't have it hooked up to your Twitch account, if you do that, you already have a free subscription available to you. Please consider using it for HIJ Podcast. Also, if you are maybe not in a place where you would like to subscribe, feel free to visit our digital tip jar if you want to do a one-off tip. Again, Jason was just talking earlier that he actually received a $10 tip just recently.
And it was anonymous. I have no idea who did it, but thank you to whoever, if you're watching, drop the $10 in the Venmo.
Yeah, thank you, because again, what that does is those visits to the digital tip jar, they help Jason do improvements on his setup. So I know he has a relatively new microphone. He has the ring light. The next things I know he said he wanted to get were a laptop stand and possibly a wireless something like what I have here.
Yes.
A wireless keyboard mouse thing, and
that would be great.
And eventually, especially once things get back to normal, when you have A-listers on the show, or sometimes even some B-listers, they would like to, they do have a per diem. And so we would like to be able to honor that for some of the guests that are interested in being on the show. But again, they're professionals, and they have those per diems. And again, you can help us, get some of those A-listers on the show by visiting our digital tip jar. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Drinks,
this
jokes,
Wednesday.
And storytelling?
This
sorry. Wednesday, yes. No. Who do we have coming up this Wednesday?
We have comedian Irene Bremis and her co-host Frank Conniff. And for those of you who are Mystery Science Theater 3000 fans, that is TV's Frank from Mystery Science Theater 3000 will be on our show.
It's gonna be a great show, and we're really excited to talk to them about their podcast together, and plus what they do individually. I mean, it's going to be a really fantastic show, and that's going to be on Wednesday.
And Mark Riccadonna will be joining us in the co-interview.
And speaking of, that will be streamed on Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling, our Wednesday show. Also, you'll see Jason and I on The Beacon of Insignificance on Sunday, tomorrow, 6 to 7 p.m. And this is all Eastern Daylight Time, New York City time. So be sure to pop in and say hello. I know the Beacon of Insignificance. What we're going to be doing there is we're going to be talking about our weeks in review, how our shows went from the previous week. We're going to be talking about what we have coming up, and we'll even get to playing some games where you can play against the comedians and potentially win some money. So we'll see you tomorrow on that.
And watch Justin Gonzalez Tenor. Don't forget to tune in.
Oh yes.
What is your
please.
next one?
My next show will be Thursday. I really haven't picked the theme yet, so I'm kind of stuck between doing a Tom Jones show or Big Gay Nick asked if I would do a Depeche Mode show. So, and I don't know much Depeche Mode, so that would really give me an
Be a
opportunity.
challenge.
Yeah, it would really give me an opportunity to learn, like 3 or 4 of their big hits and really learn the stuff. Love that tasteful fade. That came back. Yes, I know. Come on. Put over my Prime sub to. Oh, thank you so much, Lulu Lounge. We love you.
She's the best. She's wonderful.
And yes, Depeche Mode on Justin Gonzalez Tenor. Since Lulu Lounge is excited about it too, that's what I will do. In fact, I'm going to write it down so that way I don't forget. Depeche Mode this Thursday at 7 o'clock Eastern, not standard, Eastern Daylight Time, since time has changed. We're now at EDT. And we'll do some, you'll get to watch me fail playing some Depeche Mode.
And this episode in particular, I got to tell you, I haven't laughed that hard doing one of these in so long, Justin. You freaking kill me. Between you
and that video,
and the
man.
video. We have to do that more often.
I love that. Do me a favor, Jason, because you have the link saved still. Can you add that to the comments one more time for our listeners?
Absolutely.
And again, please.
I want to put this one up on YouTube eventually.
Okay. I'll make sure that we download it so that we...
Thank you. And there'll be a slew of content coming on YouTube shortly.
Yes. We have 3 full shows that are coming up. Those are our 90-minute shows that are... again, because the shows are done so nicely now on the live platform, we don't really have to do much editing. So we just kind of toss it up, and we hope that you guys enjoy it. But I guess for Lulu Lounge, per her request, the show, please put it up.
Oh,
Okay.
Justin does a wonderful rendition of ELO's telephone line.
That's right. We started off with a little ELO, and I did 5 seconds of Delilah by Tom Jones. So it'll be.
That's why he's not wearing. He threw his underwear at himself. That's why he's not standing up.
That's it. Absolutely it. So I'm actually adding to my note this Thursday. Otherwise, I'll just Depeche Mode. I'll get around to that someday. So no, this Thursday. So we'll have that done.
People are people. And Justin's way of singing.
People are people, so why should it be?
If that's how I sound, I now know why I haven't been working as much.
That was the best I could do. I'm sorry.
No, it's lovely. It was good. It was it sure was something. Now what I want you to do is I want you to sing your Torah portion from your bar mitzvah that way.
I improvised that. So I wish I was making that up. I never practiced, and it was the scariest moment of my life. And I remember the rabbi or cantor getting up saying, "Wow, he didn't make one mistake," and everybody laughed. And I thought, "Really? I didn't?" And in retrospect, that was sarcasm because it was bloody awful.
But I just I'm just picturing you up there like. Baruch atah Adonai. Give me something splashy. Oh God. It's like I just improvised it.
Borei Pari Hagofen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav. Motzi lechem min haaretz.
Swing it, Cantor.
Cantor next Sussman. Weekend. Next Saturday morning. Thank you, Lulu Lounge. She said, "Now that sounds sexy." Next weekend is Passover, so we should do a little tribute to the Pesach.
Let's do it.
Tune in next Saturday for our Ten Commandments show.
Oh, also, real quick, Jason, I wanted to ask this because last night it sounds like, although you said that the movie was a drag, you did a live watch of
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, which I haven't seen since I was a kid. And
Which there might have been 5 minutes of tomatoes in the entire film. A lot of it was, oh, look, they're killing Billy. Oh, poor kid ate them all up. And that's how they got away with not doing effects.
That's fantastic. That's almost as good as Velocipaster, where they just wrote, in the
Insert
opening
car explosion
scene,
here.
car explosion FX. But are you planning on doing this either monthly or bi-monthly or twice a month? Because I think it's such a great idea. Last night was your second time doing it, and it sounds like it was great.
It was fun. I got to get it down. Limited tomato budgets, obviously, Lulu Lounge said. Yeah, I got to work out a better system because there were some technical issues in the beginning. But yeah, we'll figure that out. And I kind of enjoy doing this better, the YouTube screen sharing of a short film.
Mm-hmm.
Because eventually I got tired of the movie. Maybe it was just the movie itself. I got tired of it and enjoyed the conversation with Mark and Vinny.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll definitely be doing more of these.
Well, you could do this. You could potentially do the same thing, Jason, with the screen share. If you open up Amazon Prime on your browser, and then you just share that window, you share that tab.
Absolutely.
So that's definitely something we'll continue to work out. But and again, that's a Jason only show. So I mean, if you really want to hang out with Jason,
there'll be
which I hope
special
that you
guests.
do.
We had Mark and Vinny pop in yesterday.
I guess what I mean though is that's not an us show. That this is really it's your content. So I mean, if you really want to spend some time with Jason, I mean, make sure that you keep your eyes open for that. And it's been on Friday nights. So if you're looking for something to do on a Friday night, don't go to the movie theater. Hang out, at your home Cineplex with Jason, and you can enjoy some of your favorite off the beaten track films, and talk about them with Jason and his guests. Sounds like a good time to me.
I like that idea, Justin. I think we're going to keep doing that. Tune in 2 weeks from yesterday for the next one. I'll make sure people know. I will advertise that.
So Lulu Lounge, that's why we always tell people to follow us on Facebook.com/Jason and Justin.
I didn't announce that till late last night, though.
Very true. Very true. Jason, I know he's still in the infancy stages of this idea. He's still kind of figuring it out. So that's the reason why that's been a big surprise to folks on Twitch, and why we've been kind of doing it that way. But this is going to, I think, become maybe a weekly or every other week installment on the HIJ podcast page. But if you want to know when we are doing what, always go to Facebook.com/Jason and Justin. If you follow that, you will get notifications on what it is that we do.
Yes, please do. And I don't know what you're talking about, Louise, but I am shocking on Facebook.
Oh, your lack of presence is shocking. Well, you can set up the notifications so you don't have to necessarily be on Facebook, but maybe on your device, your cell phone or something. You'll get the notification still to know that we have said something brilliant and that you should visit our page.
And I can let you know personally.
That's true, because you're awesome, and we love you.
Justin, I guess that's it. And don't forget, post a link. Do you have a link readily available if someone wants to watch your musical host abilities tonight on the Zoom show?
The Zoom show tonight, what I've been telling people is to go to eventbrite.com, and all you have to do is search Live from My Mama's House. Again, our friend Katrina Braxton, she... Ooh, why did this all go fakakta like that? That should not be. Anyway, my apologies. She's doing the second installment of her at-home comedy show, Live from My Mama's House. I'm going to share the screen again real quick so that y'all can see. Super quick. Be quicker, Justin. Be quickerer.
I know.
I'm sorry. There it is. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, there it is, friends. Again, Katrina Braxton presents live from my mama's house. It is tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We're going to have Avery Mason, Rachel Fogletto, Nikki Paris, and from Comedy Central, Mia Jackson. Of course, hosted by Katrina Braxton, and I will be the co-host, the musical co-host for that. And again, it's a free comedy show, and all you have to do is go to eventbrite.com, and you just have to search Live from My Mama's House. If I was looking for the banner for that, because I made this. There you go. There's the banner. Search Live from My Mama's House on eventbrite.com, and that way you can secure your reservation. And I know some people have their reservations about it. Anyway, that's why I'm the musical co-host and not the comedic co-host.
You're
there
freaking hilarious. Stop it.
Oh, looks aren't everything. So that's what I have going on. I know, Jason, if you're in the Delaware region, Jason has a show going on. Do you want to tell us about the show again?
Candlelight Theater, Arden, Delaware, this evening, 7:30 showtime. We'll probably start at 8. A capacity of 50 people, which is cut down significantly, but you know, it's the way it's got to be right now. But I'm just glad to be in front of a live audience again.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Who are your guests that you have tonight?
Excuse me. I'm going to start the show, followed by Laura Bellini, John Kensel, and direct from the Glasgow Comedy Festival from headlining, Eric Terrell.
That is awesome. I mean, you that's a great
Thank
a
you,
great
ladies.
lineup.
Thanks, Justin.
So again, and just curious, how much are tickets?
Don't know, but if you go to the website or look online at candlelighttheater.com or .org, if you look up Candlelight Theater Arden, Delaware in Google, then you click the all access area, then click Comedy Club. You know what? I got to go to the bathroom. But I appreciate the plug.
Oh my goodness! I think you need a cork for your wiener.
Wow.
But yes, candlelighttheaterdelaware.com is the website, my friend. So if you want to check that out, and you'll get all the information for tonight's performance, hosted.
Thank you for doing that, Justin.
By the very funny Jason Pollock. So again, be sure to check that out if you are in the area. I will add that the link to the comments. Jason, you go pee. And friends, we will see you tomorrow on Drinks, Jokes, and Storytelling for the Beacon of Insignificance. But we will also see you next week on Wednesday for Hi, I'm Jason with Jason Pollock. I'm Justin Gonzalez. That it's Jason Pollock. So I was wondering, where did my hand go? I realized I put it's behind my microphone. That's why.
Oh, that was shocking.
But again, if you're in the area, check out Jason's show. If you are not in the area and looking for something to do, check out my show. Go to eventbrite.com and search Live from My Mama's House. And again, we will see you again very, very soon. Have a great day, guys.
Good night and God bless.
Happy spring.
Bye.